Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, I've been busy, busy, busy. I know it's been a little bit since last video, but schools, like I said last video, schools back in, people are not, off vacation, and things are getting back to normal. So a lot of people don't have a lot of free time, even in the chat room. Chat room is really slow now. Not everybody can sit at their computer all day like me. Okay, I understand that. So, other people have lives. They go 8 hour, they got an 8 hour a day, job they got to attend to every day. Then come home, take care of the family, clean up the house, feed the kids, take care of the kids, and, so forth and so forth and so forth. And go grocery shopping. We don't, we're old and so we don't get out much. So we don't go grocery shopping. We have our groceries delivered. We shop on the phone or on the computer or iPad or whatever the case is, and we order it like that and everything, and then have it delivered. Our lifestyle is a little different than most, and we got a lot more time. So, because we're both, well, semi-retired. The wife is retired, and so we got all day. We do what we. I understand not everybody's in that, you know, situation. Hopefully, if you live long enough, you guys will. But that's a whole other story, especially in today's world. But anyway, don't know how this is going to go yet. This is a topic that I've thought about talking about because it does involve security, but it's only for people that want to be independent. If you want to be an independent security researcher, well, this means you're going to have to. Uh, it's a tough racket, to quote Alec Baldwin from Glengarry Glen Ross. You know, it's a tough racket because you're going a lot of your work is not going to be paid because you're independent. You your job basically is to work on things that companies and security companies and the normal business industry doesn't work on because it costs too much. And I do this a lot. And this is just, what I'm going to show you is just only one area. I'm going to show you guys an AVN, an adult visual novel. I have not done this much at all. I talk about it all the time. You guys know that adult visual novels are my main income source, but I don't really show them. Um, well, you're going to see one in this one because this is security related. Malware authors, and who knows, maybe after this video, this might change. But that's why I'm making this video because I am set up in this industry already as an expert, you can say, because I've been in the porn industry for a while, and I make my own AVNs and put them out there for people to purchase. And actually, it's on Patreon. You don't really purchase because you can't. The credit card companies don't accept payment for porn of any kind, even AVNs. So we got to do it other means. There's other billing alternatives if you wanted to accept credit cards than PayPal and everything that are specifically for the porn industry, but I don't need to get into that. It's not why you guys are here. But I'm gonna open up this Cardinal contract right here, and this is a AVN that someone else developed and put out there, and the developers of these are just like cybersecurity. This guy right here at low level, John Hammond, they're YouTubers. They're okay. John Hammond's in the security industry. I give him that. Um, this guy right here, I made a video on this guy. You guys can check that out. Don't like him. Don't like his videos. He's yeah. We're not going to get into insulting anyone because I'm pretty good at that. So I don't want to get into any trouble. But anyway, forget my feelings on him. Um, and Loba, I have I got so much shit going on up here. I right here, low level. Here's his channel. Um, look at some of this stuff. Researcher found an unfixable bug in every ARM CPU. Well, I'm on an M1 Mac, so I've got this Mac that I'm on right now that you guys are watching is an M1 Apple Mac. My second computer is a 2015 iMac. So it's got an Intel chip in it. Well, what do you know? Look over here. Intel CPUs are literally falling apart. And, you know, if you guys are up on security and everything, you know the stories behind these two things right here and everything else up here. But that's being truthful is not what YouTube's all about. YouTube's all about views, clicks, analytics, and making the YouTube algorithm feel cozy and warm and comfortable with you. Um, Truth is a non-existent thing. It's yeah. Put up a catchy thumbnail, make a title that is not true but will get someone to click, or maybe a shade true, but we're really stretching the truth here about for 80 to 90% of it, just again to get a click. And a lot of times it's not, a lot of times, you look at that, you're like, oh, wow, I gotta check that out. Then you click it and you hear him talk for, 15 minutes. You hear the video or whatever, and he really didn't say much of anything according to the title. He might have recited an article and gave his opinion on it. But guess what? He already got the view. He already got the click. It's already, the damage is already done. And, it's the same with, in any industry. Pick it. I don't care what it is. Truth does not sell. Plain and simple. No one wants to hear the truth. It's boring. Oh, yeah. Why are you telling us that? We already do that. You know, uh, it's, marketing, sales, and everything, making companies making money. Lying is at the heart of it. And there's nothing wrong against that, really, to be honest. Your mom, I mean, your mom and dad raised you, right? Well, they had to work somewhere. They had to have a job. And wherever they worked, well, that company had to pay everybody. So they needed a lot of money to pay, 500 employees, 1,000 employees, whatever it is, whatever company you're working for, how big it is, whatever. They have to spend money in research and everything, develop products and all that stuff, put it out, and they got to make gobs of money to pay their overhead, to pay their rent on their warehouses and office spaces, pay their payroll, which is probably their biggest expense, pay their taxes, you know, so forth and so forth. When it comes to, well, we got to get our name out there. We got to market. Well, you can't do that by being truthful. You know, we got to be the number one, first of all, in our marketing. Whatever, it doesn't matter if we're pen testers or it doesn't matter what we're doing. We're selling soap, we're selling detergent, whatever. It doesn't matter what we're doing or what our business is. We need to be number one first. People need to understand that. Well, we'll say that in our marketing. We're the number one accident lawyer. We're the number one chocolate bar. We're the whatever. And so it ends up being that in one industry, like insurance or accident lawyers or car salesman or whatever, if you watch every single commercial, like Progressive Insurance, let's say, if you watch every single insurance company's commercial or lawyer, like I said, what are they all to? Everybody's number one. Okay, you got one industry, like let's take Vegas for instance. And let's just pick on accident lawyers. Like I said, it could be anyone. It could be insurance companies, whatever. You count all the accident lawyers in Vegas, and the ones that have the commercials on TV, locally or in your town even. They're all number one. We're the number one accident. Call us. We'll get you your money. If we don't get you your money, we don't get paid. What? Whatever BS they're telling you. You haven't signed the contract yet, so they can tell you anything. And so we got, let's just say 100 accident lawyers, and let's say 50 of them have commercials. Because not all of them can afford commercials or want to advertise through that medium or compete with the ones that are, whatever. But the ones that are, let's just say there's 50 of them, they're all number one. They tell you that in their commercial. Okay, well, number one is only one spot. number one can only be one company. So how do we have 50 companies and all 50 of you are number one? Either all of you are lying, only one of you is, or none of you are. There's no other way. Either one of you is the number one, as far as, let's say, money. One of you might be making more money than any of the other 49. So yeah, technically I guess you're number one. But we don't know that because all of you are lying. So when we hear your commercial, we don't believe you because you're just in with all the mud. You're in with everybody else. But you know, if anyone was to do a deep dive analysis of the industry, they'd be, oh no, this guy is true. He really is number. They're we've analyzed all these companies and they've made the most money. Um, if that's the measuring standard, I guess, if you want to go by. But that's my point. And that number one lawyer, well, all these lawyers actually, they all got people working at their firms. People that have children, people that have homes, car payments, mortgage payments. They all got to get their weekly check. So the lawyer has to pay them, or the insurance company, or the grocery store, or the automobile mechanic, or whoever. The owners of the company has to pay their payroll. So and they got to make money, and this is why so many businesses fail within the first 3 years, because they might know what they're, you might know how to cook, and so you think you can run a restaurant, or you might know auto mechanics, and you're like, look, I can fix any car, so I can own a garage. That might be true, but can you run a business? Because that's two separate things. In your field, knowing your field, like I know cybersecurity, knowing your field is one thing. Saying that you're going to start a business in it, that's a whole other thing that you've got to learn. And you got to learn that game. And you don't know none of it. You might think you do. Everybody does. Oh, I know what I'm doing. You know. But why is it that most small businesses fail? All of you think you do know, but you don't. And I know this is a big diatribe, but let me get off that now. And that's important because it's the same in AVNs. Antivirus companies, security firms, all these companies that do malware research, and they do research on foreign nations and everything. Foreign nations are doing this. They're looking for industries that are untapped, and they're dying to find something. They just haven't got to this yet because this is a niche group. I mean, you take the porn industry, and you're going to get Pornhub, you're going to get xvideos.com, and you're going to get all the other porn sites out there that are all over the internet. That's the why, take the upside down funnel again. That's the top of the funnel, the wide part of it. That's where everybody's at. Everything is there. You are in the swarm of the porn. It's all around you everywhere. But as you start sinking into the upside down pyramid, it gets narrower and narrower and narrower. Well, AVNs are way down at the bottom. They're almost at the tip of the. They're almost. They're deep. They're deep, deep, deep down. They're down where there's no light. But there's still a huge industry. Like I told you guys in my other video on AV, and I've showed you guys the money that these guys are making. They're making 20,000 up to 60,000, and some of them six figures a month. A month. That's over $1 million a year. But anyway, let's get on with the point here. This is about Daz. I use Blender and Daz to make my videos, and there's people that sell stuff on Daz store. They sell plugins that help you, with your modeling, with your scene, whatever, rendering, animation, whatever. These plugins are scripted in JavaScript. They compile them. And see right over here, in this third, I'll go over here. This file right here, I'm going to use this in a minute. We're going to see this. This is a DSE file. This is a compiled binary. And it's compiled. And some of them, just like malware, some of them will obfuscate it, as if compiled's bad enough, because, You know, not a lot of people are into reverse engineering, but on top of that, they'll obfuscate it, and everything. So, yes, it can be reverse engineer. It just gives the reverse engineer more time. They got to invest more time into doing, which is more expensive. If a company is if a company is paying, one of their reverse engineers $60 an hour, and everything, do they really want him reverse engineering this for no reason? Because there's nothing real in it. Well, yeah, there is a reason. Because no malware authors are distributing malware through Daz plugins. It has been attempted through Blender, and they've obfuscated the JavaScript in the code and everything. But it gets found, and this and that, because it's a little more easier. But Daz even though it's a free program, it's a free program to download and use and everything. But they are very, very, very proprietary about their technology, their program, and everything. And it's for this. They're protecting the assets in there. And people that make plugins, they can check your registration. It'll have a phone home, ability in there where as soon as you load the script, it'll make a call to their website and with your serial number and all that stuff and everything, and it'll check with them in their database to see if you're registered or not. And a pen tester, especially someone evil like me, can open up Burp Suite, and find out where it's calling to, and because I want to know this. If it's sending information to a database to check my registration, okay, that's cool. But maybe I can hack that database. Because what if the information that you're expecting, if you're expecting a long serial number and an email address, well, what if I use Burp Suite and I don't send a long number and an email address? I send, a whole bunch of different shit, totally unexpected. Did you plan for that in your coding? You're like, wait a minute, this is my program. What's going to be sent? Well, a serial number and an email address. That's what's going to be sent. So, okay, except, let's just say, you know, get serial number, get username, and then I'll run it in my database and I'll check it. You never did think about, well, what if it's not? Because now you're like, well, wait a minute. Because let's say you got a friend there that doesn't know nothing about nothing, but he's got a pretty open mind. You're like, oh yeah, someone will buy my plugin here, my script, and it'll contact my website. It'll send me the serial number. It'll send me the username, and I'll check it in my database. And if it's good, then I'll okay it. And if it's not good, then I'll tell them you got to buy the program. You got to buy the script, and I'll send them a link, to the Daz store where they can purchase it. And the guy's like, oh, cool, okay. And he's all of a sudden he is out of the blue, his noggin, his brain gets cheating like Homer Simpson, and says, well, what if they don't send you a username or a registration number? What if they send you something else? And he's like, well, what? He goes, what do you mean? It's my program. I programmed it. This is what it's going to send. But no, what if it sends you something? He's like, and these are the developers that don't understand security yet. There are new developers, which a lot of these people that are into this AVN, like on my Blender channel, I've showed people how to make porn before and make AVNs on there and everything. And, a lot of people that are getting, they don't know security. They don't understand, they can't understand the concept. They're like, what do you mean? How, they're like, I don't follow you. How are they going to do that? This is my program. It's going to be the only thing sending it to me. And they're like, well, what if somebody else figures out how to send it to you? And he's like, how are they going to know how are they going to know where my domain is? How are they going to know? How are they going to know what my program is sending? They can't see that in their computer or anything. It's done behind the scenes through the network. He doesn't understand burp sweep or anything or none of this. So yeah, it's foreign to him, and that's the case with a lot of these you know people because it's a new industry as far as securities goes. And this might be a bubble. This might only last another few years, or whatever, and then die down a little. The big players, and everything that's a bubble, the big players will always stick around. But the majority of the people that got into it, thinking that they could do it and everything, they will fall by the wayside and leave. And that's what happens to bubbles. But anyway, for right now, this is a ripe market for malware authors to put out a plugin. They'll have to do some research on Daz, and they'll have to make, they'll have to learn how to model and everything, and how to make them their program do what they say they're going to do, or not. They can just flat out scam you. They can put it on the they won't put it on Daz Story. They'll put it on one of the hack sites. Like this right, like more form right here. It says more forms to transform. Maybe they sell this for free. Instead of you having to go to Daz Store and buy it, they put it up for free on the torrent sites or the hack site or whatever. For someone to download, like, oh, cool, more form. I can, it's on the hack sites. I can get it for free, and they download it for free and install it in their Daz program and run it, and nothing happens. They're like, what the hell happened? They're like, this, it's not working. You know, I don't understand. And you don't realize that it's phoned home and already downloaded malware to your computer and you're infected now. It might be bad, might not be. You might not know. He just might have a reverse shell to your machine, and maybe he's using your machine as a bot, or he's just using your machine to look around. Well, what do you got? Do you have anything interesting? Do you have banking information on your computer? And everything. And that's bad, bad, bad. You don't want to, first of the month, you don't want to go to pay rent and find out, you got no money in there because now you're lost. You're like, what do you mean I don't got no money in there? You don't, now you got a problem. That's all there is to it. You got a problem. And you don't know how it happened. Well, you got hacked, my friend. Welcome to the world of technology. But anyway, you can see up here, I got a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, I got 14. You can see my login right here. My last pass says 14 right there. That's my 14 logins for YouTube and 14 channels. This is my cybersecurity, and look at this, we're growing. Yeah, 1,100 watch hours, and we're up to 420 or 412 subscribers. I'm like almost, you know, I'm not even almost. I'm on my way to monetization. Not that I really care, but yeah, because you need 4,000 hours and you need 1,000 subscribers to be and it's not even guaranteed then. You got to apply for it and you got to be approved and no telling how long that could take 3 to 6 months probably just in itself. So, but anyway, it's an achievement that you get. And this is my video IQ. Um, I picked, well, I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I'm on a 1 week trial because I had to contact their support for this because it wasn't working right. The numbers weren't matching. On one of my other channels, I got a music reaction channel, where I react to Taylor Swift and, Ren and Tom McDonald, all artists basically, all art, rock, country, it just started. So that's who I have up now. And it's going to grow as I grow. I'll eventually get into Dan Vask and, Tommy Johansson and everybody else. But anyway, I contacted them and everything, and let me see if I can see here. Let's go to all right, let's check my competition. What kind of competition? Oh, they want me to connect. I've already connected to my I've already connected this account. Wait, am I gonna have to do this every fucking time now? Okay, I don't know if I want to. I've already connected this once, and apparently I got to connect it again. Well, is that worth $19 a month? I don't think so, really. I'm gonna have to send them a link to this video so they can watch this video. I have another video that's unlisted. I probably got to take it down now. They've already seen it, but I showed them the problem that I was having. But this one will be up, and so all the people that watch this video will just see that. Maybe they might be thinking of getting vidIQ, so they that might put a doubt in their mind of watching that. But yeah, I mean, what I've already logged in once. Don't you guys run cookies or any other sessions or anything? Whatever program I don't know if you're using PHP. I should look into. I wonder if vidIQ has a bug bounty program. I do got to get to making my bug bounty videos. I might look into this to see if they've got a bug bounty program because I can uh, I can check them out and I'll have a reason to then. Oh man, this video is turning out to be pretty good. But anyway, um, I got here's Ken Tamplin. I got his singing course because I'm learning how to sing. Because my AVN, the heir, he doesn't want to be the heir to the family fortune. He wants to be a rapper and singer, but mainly a rapper. He's got this idea where he wants to rap his verses, but sing his chorus. And so, because that's his, I know I'm the, don't get into it, guys, because that's what he wants to do. I got to do it. I'm the one that literally has to do it, because I'm him. And so I got a lot of singing courses. Ken Tamplin's only one of them. And I got 4 or 5 more YouTube courses. And I got some Udemy and some Skillshare singing courses and some one-on-one that I've done through Zoom. So, you know, let me get back over here. Where was I? So that's going on. Oh, and you can see, because I got GitHub here. I got this right here. But I've got FL Studio. That's to make my music for my AVNs. So I do run that. There's Taylor, binary file. So got that going at low level. You've seen that. So I got all kinds of shit up here. But this right here, you guys might find interesting. WhiteRabbitNeo.com. This is like a chat APT, but this is specifically for cybersecurity and security, for pen testers, reverse engineering, for study. This is unlike ChatGPT. It's meant only to deal with security, answer security questions. And you see, for this video, I put up what exactly does cybersecurity entail. And so it told me the practice, blah blah blah, networking data, unauthorized, all that stuff. And it went through security system design, encryption, firewall intrusion, password protection, backups, anti-mail. It gives you the right. It even gives you bcrypt. So what we're hashing passwords here. Is that what we're doing? An example of a Python script, secure password management. Okay, management. We're importing bscript. We're taking the password. We're encoding it. We're checking it. Now we're going to hash it and print out. Then we're going to check the password against the hash. And yes, it's correct. No, it's not correct. And this is how you got to get, guys, with with JavaScript, with Python, with C++, with C, uh, whatever PHP, whatever language you're going to, you have to get to that level where you don't think about it. You know it. You gotta work with it and do it and play with it enough to where it's embedded. You can just tell by looking at it. You look at the functions and you look at key parts. Through it, and all you gotta do is really glance through it, and you get a quick idea of what it is, because you're gonna be going through code like this a lot when you're, especially assembly code. If you're a reverse engineer, especially assembly code and hex, and matter of fact, let's get into that. I'm going to open this in a minute, guys. This will make you stick around for a while. I'm going to open this with I gotta choose other. because I'm going to open this with O1 editor. This is my hex editor. Now I could open it in Kali with Ben Walker and other binary tools, but yeah, I don't want to get in. I don't want to open up Kali right now. But anyway, this is what you see. It's binary, and that's what it is. It's a Daz Script executable, or you could say Daz Script encryption. Now there's a DSA also, which is Daz Script ASCII. And I have that. Let me check here. Right here. This is what a Daz script actually looks like. This is a very, very basic, simple one. We're gonna get the script name, app, get content manager. So we're going to grab the content manager, get the path, um, find assets for the file. So we're going to search through the relative path and looking for assets. And what assets are? They're the model. You know, the model that you have in your scene. The head, the arms, legs, limbs, and all that stuff. Because you see, this is the asset manager. Um, it, it depends on what you can look for the whole model. You can look for just the arms, the bones, because the program itself will pop up a dialog box, and you check off what it is that you're looking for, and then it'll look through that. But that's getting into more programming because you have to program that here. This is, like I said, this is a general script right here that's just doing this. It's open the script file path to scene builder, getting the script path. So, and then it's including the path. So, I mean, that's all I wanted to show you. And see up here at the top, this is DSA for Daz Script ASCII. In other words, it's the plain file. You won't see this on a plugin because only the developer has this. Um, when he's done with this right here, he will compile it and maybe obfuscate it and everything. And then he'll put it into a DSE file. And if you try to open it, this is what you're going to see. Now, I haven't really got into this with you guys, and no one really on YouTube gets into it in depth. Binary files, there's a lot to them because they do a lot. And a good example of this, and I'll be going through this in time on my channel here, is the Daz format that you're looking at here, DSE, and the .blend file for Blender. Both of them are compiled like this, and both of them are a mess. You don't see anything other than the magic. Get off there. Other than the magic right here that tells you it's a Daz file, right? And right here it tells you Daz script and some versioning. You always got to have versioning because you need to know, if the file is going to be backward compatible or not, and all this and what version it. All this stuff needs to be in the file and caching. And we're going to get into, paging, paging a file to memory and pulling it back out because I've only got 8 gigabytes of memory on my M1 here. So if I open up a really, really large file, if I open up, a humongous file, let's say, I can't load it all. So the CPU and everything figures that out and says, okay, we're going to have to page some of this to memory. And so it'll page it. And all this information has to be known on what's going on and what is where. And it's all done in this file right here, in the binary file. Because, let's just say this was, a 6 gigabyte file. And yes, this can happen. If you ever edit video, if you've ever done video editing for a movie, um, it's so big, you actually get an external SSD or an external hard drive that has the whole film videotaped on it. And even though it's an hour and a half long film, they have got hundreds of hours of filming on that hard drive. As a video editor, it's your job to go through all that hundreds of hours and cut that down into an exciting, thrill-packed hour and a half movie. That's the job of an editor. He's a storyteller, like me, writing an AVM. He's telling a story through video and music and special effects and all the tools that he has to work with. But he has to load all this shit in memory. Well, what happens when the computer doesn't have enough memory to load it? Where's it going to put this stuff? Well, you got your RAM, you got your level 1 and level 2 cache, which are next best things. Level 1 is the next best thing. Level 2 is the next best thing after that. And then we can get into heap. That's it gets complicated, guys. That's why all you people aren't going to learn cybersecurity in 1 year. This is a lifetime, because, and I've been in it 24 years now. Well, no, 28, 1996. So, but we can get into heap, but then again, that gets into a stack and everything, and into it gets into each program itself, Daz or Blender, because when each program loads into your memory, it loads into Daz. Like, let's say I open up Daz and I open up Blender. Well, Daz will load into its own memory space. Blender will load into its own memory space, and I'm losing memory now. So now, if I load both of them, and then I open up a large program, a large 3D scene in Daz. Well, now I've got much, much less memory available. And so what's the CPU going to do? You know, and this is where you get into not brute. What am I going to say? This is where you get in, where security researchers like me get into wondering how the CPU thinks, because maybe there's a security flaw in that. Somehow, the CPU has to have intelligence, and it's hard coded, by the way, so it's got no choice. It's got to figure out what is going on here and what do I need to do. In other words, he's loaded this 3D file, and let's say it's a large 3D file of a forest, and you're zoomed in on a particular tree, let's say. I'm just making this up as I go, guys. Sorry if this video is too long, but that's what you're here for, right? I mean, look at my stats. I got over 1,000 hours of watch time, and 412. So you guys are watching You guys are watching through the videos for something. I know it's mostly my subscribers, but anyway, the CPU has to decide, what am I going to do with all this fucking memory? I can't load it all, but I need it readily available, because he's looking at this huge fucking scene, and obviously he doesn't need to see all of it, but he zoomed in real close right here, so there's a small area, let's say a 4 foot by 4 foot area on the forest there that he needs to see, and this tree needs to be in super focus. I can blur the background out a little bit. I can use field of focus, and all that stuff, and we'll blur, what's behind it out, because he's like zooming in on this bark, or whatever. That's what I'm assuming. I'm just a CPU here. I'm assuming this, and so I need this bark that's only 12 inches from his eyes, and really, really high definition focus, but everything else beyond that can be blurred. But what's it do with that in memory? Does it put it in level 1 and level 2? Does it put it in paging? It's got a heap. It has a stack, but it can't use the stack, because that's where all the libraries and functions and stuff go. So it can put it in a heap, but you guys don't know what a heap exactly is. No one on YouTube talks about the heap. You will find YouTubers talking about the stack and explaining that and everything, but no one really takes a deep dive into the heap. Or it could page it out to the disk. It could page it out, to a place on the disk, or it could page it out to the file itself, the file that's open here, the DSE file. And as a file developer, when you're making your program and everything, and you're developing this binary file, this is what you have to put into this file. If you're making a game, well, your game has to be stored in a file, and you got to design the format of this file. Is it a chunk binary? Is it a record binary? you guys don't know this, do you? You guys never looked this up. The different types of binary files. Um, because a program has to find clues, headers usually, that will tell it what type of file this is. If it's a chunk file, where the chunks are. If it's a chunk file that has chunk files embedded into it, well, that information needs to be put up here in the top of the header. You know what I mean? The whole top up here is an index. In other words, the whole top up here is going to tell the computer, the CPU, exactly what this file it does and how it's laid out, because the CPU needs to know this for all of the shit that it's got to do. And this is where the security comes in. No one's in this field yet. It's got a wide area to explore. And just starting with the malware, the easy part. You can embed your malware into a script file like this. And, it's not a problem now because no one's in this space, but you could put it in plain text like this because no one's going to reverse engineer it. But if malware authors and foreign nations and stuff catch on to this, and even though it's not their main, their main avenue, they might not want to dig into it too deep, but it's big enough to where they can get some computers, for a bot network. That's valuable to them. And I could go into more, but I don't want to educate you guys or you bad people that watch my channel. I don't want to educate you guys and tell you the answers to things, but you can use this, you can use this machine that you've got control of now for a lot of other very creative stuff. But I'll let you guys figure that out. Now, this is the simple part right now. What I just got done spending 20 minutes or whatever it is, telling you guys, going over the level 1 to level 2 cache, the heap, and how the CPU is trying to manage this file. The file itself is hackable. You can edit a binary file if you know what you're doing. This is an advanced topic, people. This right here. You can't go hacking around in this, not fully 100% understanding how binary files work, how they're laid out, how they're mapped, and everything. And we can, like I said, I can dive into this with you guys. I can open up the histogram up here. We can take a look at. Let's just go unsigned bytes, and we see it right here. And you see, look at this percent over here. We can get down to the ASCII here. Go. Let's get down here. There's the ASCII right here, char. The A, B, C. But look at the percentage. Look how even this is. 0.5, 0.4, 0.5. And just watch this last column as I scroll. See how all of it is in the same neighborhood? 0.3, 0.4, and 0.5. All the way down to the bottom. And it's no different if I pick, let's just say we pick unsigned int 64. And it can even go big Indian. Here we are with the big, but look at this again. Still, watch it as I scroll. See, it's all still the same. 0.2, 0.3, 0.5. It's all evenly distributed. And that's what they call packing. It's all packed up and everything evenly distributed. So in other words, this is not the file itself. Um, there's still work to do to unscramble this and everything so the CPU can understand what exactly it's doing. But and again, like I said, this is a pretty advanced program. I mean, I got templates up here. This is a raw file right here. No one has wrote a template for a DSE file, but they have templates for all these other ones. Archive, 7-zip, cab, raw, all this audio, all the audio files that you can think of. CAD, database files, documents, different drives, ISO drive, MF, you name ELF, EXE, Mac OS. Fonts. We even got fonts in here. Images, all the popular images, internet, we got a Swift, a torrent, and networking, PCAP, PCAP PNG, and operating systems from Android to iOS, BP list, DEX. But you get the idea. Programming, class files, CAP, Lua, C, PYC, Python, video, all the video formats. But you see, but this one, it doesn't have it. No one's made one of these yet. I have it. I've made one. I'm not going to sell it or anything right now because that's for me. I'm the one that researches this for two reasons. Because no one's in it right now, and this will become valuable when all the authors and everything, when malware does hit this industry, it will become valuable. And I'm pretty much the expert in it because I'm the only one that's been spending time with it. I understand Daz. I understand the actual Daz program. I have reverse engineered it also, and it's that information is not available. It's only available to me. That's it, because it's not my business. My business is a security researcher consultant or researcher slash consultant. People come from me for advice, and I keep my advice. I keep my knowledge, but I sell my advice because it's my knowledge that people are paying for, in my opinion. And I don't want, that's not something that I want to give away. I've done that once, and that didn't work out well. Thank you, government. But that's a different story this time. So yeah, I'm not going to be selling my knowledge. If you want my opinion on something, yes, I probably know about it. If it involves Blender or Daz Studio, and for that, I charge a consulting fee for. But like I said, that's my business right now. And it's not really a business yet, but when it becomes one, I'll be in demand. And that's how I got in demand in the past, by knowing, fully understanding and knowing an industry that wasn't targeted by the bad people yet. But when it did get targeted, I was at the forefront. So everyone wanted to talk to me. So if you're independent and you want to, be unique and different, you need to find an area that is not vulnerable, but can be. Like this right here. No one's putting malware into DSC files for Daz plugins. But at some point, you know, someone will find out about it. And the floodgates will be open then. And the people that are using Daz will it'll be a shock. They won't know what's going on at first and everything until, a security firm or someone figures it out. And then once they figure it out, they've got questions now. They're like, oh man. They're like, we can't spend the time to, dig into, do we know anyone that's into this? Well, I talk about this in specific, you know, security forums and everything, which is not a big deal right now. But when they start looking for someone that knows about it, they'll hit these security forums and they'll start searching them. They'll search on these security forums for Daz 3D, Daz 3D DSC file, DSC file format, and this is where my name will come up. And they're like, "This is the guy right here. We need to get a hold. We need to get in contact with this guy and find out what's the deal with all this. How does this How does this file work?" And that's what you got to do. And me, I'm into porn. I mean, I make AVNs. Maybe you guys are into something else, a particular game, that's not targeted yet, or whatever. Maybe you're into something that uh, has not really, met the. Don't know what I'm saying. I don't know if I cut this out or not. But anyway, hasn't become popular yet. But let me go over here to show you guys what an porn and not porn, what an AVN looks like, because you got a lot of people have asked me about this. What does one look? I don't want to go download one or get one or anything. But show me what it's about. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. And this is the end of the video. I was going to do it earlier, but I got sidetracked. I just jumped into telling you guys what this video was about, and it was based on Daz because no one's in it. But let's go look at it now, and it'll take a minute for this to load up. But this is why this industry is so popular and why so many people buy these games. Look at this introduction. Not bad. But now the main screen's going to open. Oh, we got to give a warning: sexually explicit material and all that. And then here we are. Let me go. Let me turn the music down a little. We can return back to it. But this is what I tell you guys. This I told you that there'll be text down here at the bottom. If these two look like they're talking, so if I'm talking, if I'm the one, this is me. If I'm the one talking, you know, the text will be. I read it down here, then I hit the space bar, and it goes to my next dialogue. Then I hit this. Every time you're done reading, you hit the space bar, and it goes. Then she might talk. And when you see something in italic type, that means you're thinking. You're thinking that you're not saying it. And when it's in regular type, that means you're actually saying it. You're actually talking. But you see this 3D scene? This is the backdrop that I always tell you guys about. This is the visual part of an adult visual novel. It's a novel because you're reading it, like my wife reads her novel. It's a novel in that sense because you're reading it. But it's got a visual backplate that gives you a visual idea of, what it looks like that you're reading, where you guys are at. Whether it's a cafe or a mall or school or whatever, a bedroom, a shower, whatever. And then, he's got his menus here like any other game. Credits. You can check the credits right here. It's made with RenPy. Help. And, you got to make music. You got to have music in the background, so it's not, so you got something at least nice to listen to. And, you have the preferences. You can control the music, the volume itself, the speed of the text, auto forward. And some people will get, bonus content and other stuff up here. And you'll see menus, where you can do special stuff for games like that. And you got their Steam link if you want to go play this on Steam, if you got a Steam account. And their Patreon if you want to support them. And then sexual content disabled. In other words, if you don't want to see the sex content, you just want to read the novel, you can click on that and it'll disable all the sex content. All this stuff is by choice, for the author to do, by choice. Let's click on this. Let's go to his Patreon and see what that looks like. And you see, this is his banner. He's got the two blonde chicks up here. Then here he says, see, he's got 223 paid subscribers. Not bad. He's got 3, 4, 5. So he's got 5 levels. Mega dot, major dot, up to $45 a month. And where does he start? Let's see where he start. Oh, $2.50. Most people start at $1 and go to $5 and then $10. But he starts at $2.50 and goes to $5.10. But I mean, he's got people following, and he's got another AV. Lots of lewd scenes. Oh no, that's probably still the same thing. These are bonus content, probably for where's it at? For this one. Yeah, this is probably his bonus content for this novel right here. And, like I said, that costs more money, and everything if you want the bonus content. And, more explicit sex animations, and stuff like that. But anyway, this is what an AVN looks like, guys. Do we want to begin? For those of you who want to leave, you guys can leave. Let's play a little bit of it. You guys wanted to see this, so I'm going to show you. So I hit the space bar to move that. So now we see a little bit here. Oh, what's going on here? We got a rope and knife. Oh, we got a beating heart. Please, I can give you money. Okay, the girl. Oh, wow. Anything you want. Please don't do this. She's tied up. Okay. We know where this is heading, right, guys? I doubt we're going to see anything right now because this is only the beginning. You know, you don't want to drop your wad at the beginning. Did I just say that on YouTube? I don't want your money, sweetheart. You can hear the girl is crying. Please, I can't. So you see how this is working? I'm hitting the space bar every time, and we see the conversation that's going on. I thought you said you would be the girl and stay quiet. Oh, save your screams for later, honey. So, oh, he's going to tie her up with the tape now. But you see, this is what an ABN is. You go, oh, we got someone peeking. Probably her boyfriend or something. Oh, he just been shot. Someone just, oh, what's going on? Kind of contract. Okay. Oh, okay. Now that's all. It wants you to know what my name is. You can put in, CyberSecJourney. Oh no, it doesn't want it. Only that's it. CyberSecJo. And this is it. Here we are. Becky, 18, and we see Becky. Right there. Now there's people like me. I want my stuff to be more realistic. I want my girls to be more realistic than this, and my scenery and everything. And that's what makes me unique from other people. And I'm not the only. There's other people that make the avians also that are just like me. They want their scenery to be realistic, not like flat like this. This is still good. You get the point, and that's what they're doing. They're more about the story than they are the visual. They're putting the visuals in here, and they're putting just enough to give you, so you can see what the girls look like and everything. His animations are probably going to be better than his images. He might not have that big, strong of a computer like me. He might have, an 8 GB or, whatever computer, and he can't really do large images and everything. I can because I have iRender. You know, I can, that's an online, computer. You can see that on my other, my Blender channel. I can have up to 8 RTX 3090s or 6 RTX 4090s and 256 GB of RAM and a Threadripper CPU. And I pay by the hour to use those. And that's what I do for my big animations that I got to render out and stuff like that. Oh, I'm naming these girls. Okay, well, this is different. But anyway, you guys get the point here. We're just going to give anyone here whatever this chick is. I don't know if I like this. This is different. I've never seen anyone do it 2 weeks later or 2 weeks earlier. So we're going back in time. We're doing like a Star Wars thing here. Got the little sound effects. Got the nice little 3D phone there. But anyway, you guys get the point. What's going on here, right? We can go ahead and quit this. Yes, let's quit. And there you are. You guys, now I got something I can send everyone to that wants to see what an avian looks like and get an idea. And that's pretty much going to end our my video for this period. Don't know when the next one will be out, as always, guys. But with that, guys, I hope you guys watched the whole video. And if you did, thank you. Again, comment, like, subscribe, and there'll be more. Comment, comment, comment. If you want me to do a bigger deep dive into binary files or anything else that's mentioned in here, or you can think of that wasn't mentioned in here. But with that, guys, for your own sake, I'll go ahead and end the video here. See ya.